You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast, delivering the knowledge in all things fitness business. We help gym owners win. Here are your hosts, Tim Lyons and Randy Engston.
All right, welcome to the Built to Grow podcast. I am your host, Timothy James Lyons Jr., and we are here joined today at the podcast studios here in Scottsdale, Arizona, with my co-host, the Deputy of Determination, Randy Engston. What's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Good morning. It is morning. Some parts of the world.
Some parts, yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Not here.
I also want to thank our sponsors, Legacy Podcasting, for these nice mugs. Just kidding. We don't have sponsors, but thanks for the mugs, guys.
Yeah, nice little gift for us.
Which, to be honest with you, it's Legacy Podcasting are our podcast coaches.
They absolutely are.
And that has something to do with this episode.
That's a great transition. That's a good point.
Good point about coaches. So in this episode, guys, we want to teach you how to get unstuck, because without a shadow of a doubt, there's going to become a point in your business where you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck, and stagnant in your business, or you're going to get to a certain point and get complacent and then get stuck there. In this episode, I want to tell you a couple things that you should be doing to get unstuck, because it's happened to me. It's happened to you, Randy.
Sure, absolutely.
It happens to everybody in life, and sometimes people don't know how to get out of that. So why don't you start?
Sure. I think that the biggest thing and the first thing you have to be aware of is the fact that you are stuck. And that's a difficult place to be in. So Tim and I are always focused on numbers. For us, that's an easy indicator of success and failures. It's a place to go back and kind of see how things are going. And if you don't have progression in your numbers, now there are times, right? Like we here in Arizona, we know that we have a big transient base. We're going to have 3 months of lower numbers than our peak months of the year, but that's something that we understand. If we were to look at our data and say, okay, we're moving backwards or we're stagnant and there's not growth, then we're going to take a look at the business and we're going to see what areas need improvement. So first and foremost, just give yourself a little audit, give your business a little audit, something that we could do for you too, and come to the realization that you want more. That's the first step. From there, my biggest piece of advice is just take action.
That's a good point. Taking action sometimes for people is hard.
Mm-hmm.
They overthink things that they shouldn't be overthinking. You're in a position, you want to get out of the position, make the decision to get out of the position.
Paralysis by analysis.
Yep, it happens to everybody, guys. It's happened to me. I mean, I would say that I lean towards the taking action side, but there's some tough decisions that happen in life that, I got to think about it, and I kind of get stagnant and paralyzed on what should I do. And the thing that I do to get out of that is ask people that have done it before me, because guess what, they've already chartered that water and they know the direction to go. And why not leverage people that understand where you're at and have gone through the same things that you've gone through, and they know how to get you out of there. That's what coaches do. That's why you would hire a business coach.
What's your belief on having a business coach? Or I know we've discussed mastermind groups, which in a way is continual coaching or group coaching, led by obviously an organization or individual. But is it your belief that you should always have those things happening, or only in the situations where you find yourself stuck?
Well, to be honest, I think you should always be surrounded by people that are doing things that you want to do, both above you and below you. I mean, if you're the most successful person in the organization or the group that you're in, the surroundings, that you probably need to find another one.
Sure.
And yes, absolutely, you should have somebody coaching you throughout your business career on businesses, on business systems, on coaching, on marketing, on anything that, you have life coaches. I've never had a life coach, but sometimes my business coaches and that I've had in the past end up being life coaches by default, because, if they're a coach, they inherently care about you, and they're going to do some life coaching along the way. And that's what we do with our clients as well.
Yeah. I mean, our coaching program kind of begins with that, right? We want to make sure that the vessel that you're taking into the seas is kind of fine tuned before we go throw everybody else into it. That's kind of the way I lay it out for our clients. But at the end of the day, back to action. being stuck, being in a place of not knowing what to do. I think the first thing you have to do is just decide that action is the next step, and then take some sort of action. Start small. Doesn't have to be, throw the whole business out there, but do something. You tied it back to life. I mean, quite often I think that when business becomes stagnant is because either the things in your life are kind of the same way, or they're just so ingrained with each other that they kind of spill over and pour over. So you as an individual is you have to constantly be looking at you as an individual and where your level of success is destined. I mean, are you doing the type of things to level up as an individual so that your business can mirror that? Are you using your business as the vessel to expand yourself? And then take action. So if it's right or wrong, let those decisions come in time.
Yep.
You're not going to get to that next level by just sitting there
doing
fearing.
The same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've all heard the definition of insanity, right?
Yeah.
But with coaching, what about other forms of seeking out advice or getting through those things? So mentorship, mastermind groups are a great place.
Yep.
Hiring a coach specific to the areas you're looking to grow in. Is there anything else that initial step that you've done in the past?
Yeah, a bunch of things. I've been in mastermind groups for years, and I've read books, and I've hired coaches. One of the things that I do that I don't see it happening a lot, although it's kind of coming around with me really in a weird way, is that whenever I have a problem that I need to get fixed and I reach out to somebody that I know that can fix the problem, I never take their time for granted, and I always offer to pay for their time. If it's a call, if it's a lunch, not just buying the lunch, but buying their time, because that's respectful of the individual that I'm asking. And it's funny because recently I just saw a post. Somebody posted this. Somebody said this. They said, "What would you do if somebody said, 'Hey, can I buy you coffee to pick your brain?'" And the thing went on and on and went on and on, like, "Oh, just go," or whatever. And some people are like, "No way." This happened to me recently. "Hey, I'm going to be in town. I'd love to buy you coffee to pick your brain." And then I just didn't respond right away because I was out doing something. And then he must have taken that as a no, because I didn't read it. But then he said, "Oh, by the way, I will absolutely buy your time." And I didn't respond. Like, I responded to that, yeah. And we actually had a great lunch, and he paid for the time, paid for the lunch, or whatever. And I thought that was very respectful. And when somebody does that, I'm going to make sure that they get the answer they need. Or if I can't physically answer that personally, I'm going to find the answer for them, just because they offered, to buy the time. And that's what people don't understand. A lot of, my buddy Frank just had another post about it. It's so funny this is happening. This was not planned, by the way. Frank wrote a post like, "I'm very generous with my time. I'm happy to answer questions X, Y, and Z." And then when he mentioned to this person that the questions that they're asking are going to take a little bit more time, and we should probably get on a coaching call, and they sent him the pay link, there was just crickets.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Come on, people."
And I think that's exactly kind of what's with this situation, especially the pursuing of a coach or somebody who's going to provide an answer for your business to move it forward.
Yeah.
You have to have that expectation from the get-go as a business owner. You should have that level of expectation. And I think expectation is really the word that matters, because I know Tim and I are really good at our whole team kind of has a belief when somebody brings something to our table, more often than not we're going to try and steer them to the answer or as far down that path. We quite often give them the information that they need, but when there's a level of time where you have to respect your own time as well, and the information and the value that you bring to the marketplace. And for that individual, what are they going to take that and turn around and go do with that information as well? And so you can be the individual that's willing to go provide all that information or provide as much of that as possible, but there has to be a level of a threshold. There has to be a barrier when it becomes a burden to the business or to your time, your day. There's nothing wrong with having an hourly rate for your time.
Sure.
Because at the end of this is business, guys. Any bit of information that Tim is going to share or we're going to share with you, you turn around and you implement it in your business, you're going to make more profit. That's the reason that we're sharing value.
Yep.
And so it's not something that we're, we just expect to go make more money and then good luck.
Mm-hmm.
This is tried and true, and these are things that we've worked to develop, spent time and money and energy to go develop. So I guess the way of looking at that money that you're investing is, and this is something that we consistently do, is buying your time back, buying their time back.
Yep.
Buying the quick or the answer to the problem rather than having to go figure it out.
You're shortcutting the process.
Correct.
When you hire a coach, you're shortcutting the process you don't have to go through the headaches and banging your head against the wall and frustration. You've got the answer right there. Why not pay for that? And we do that. And I think in previous podcast episode, I've paid up to $12,500 plus travel to buy a day.
1 day?
8 hours in a room with a coach, and it paid off.
Well, let's talk about this situation just as a kind of all in. If somebody else is in that position, looking at that opportunity. Okay, what was going through your head when you saw that price tag?
A couple things. Holy cow, that's a lot of money. It must be worth it. If he's charging that, this guy's got to have the answers. Sure. I valued the high price point that I knew when I went to pay that I was going to get the answers that I needed, without a shadow of a doubt. And who we're talking about is Todd Brown, and he made sure, without any question, when we left that room, that we were happy with our investments, which we were, and that all of our questions were answered, which they were, and we got questions answered that weren't even thought of before we went out there. And yeah, it was expensive. Cool. I mean, I get it, but when I'm paying that kind of money to do something like that, it's a big problem I need to get solved, and it got solved, and that's worth the money I invested, right? So like you always talk about, money's just an exchange of value. I valued the answers that he was going to give me. I gave him the value that he was looking for, and it was an exchange, and we all left happy. It was a win-win. There's a whole lot of people who would never pay that kind of money.
Yeah, we see it constantly.
Flip side of that, I have also paid money, $10,000, to have somebody come out here that I was not happy with.
Sure.
And it was a waste of money, and the worst money I've ever spent. So be careful who you're hiring. I wish I had that money back in my pocket, but whatever. I mean, you not everything's a win in life. I get it. But yeah, I'm absolutely willing to spend to get big, high-level answers for big, high-level questions. Even
in the situation where the individual came out here, we spent money to bring them here, didn't get the results that we were looking for.
Yep.
Was there enough? I mean, let's say it wasn't necessarily apples for apples, a direct return of your investment on the front end. Do you feel that walking away from that, the situation alone taught you enough to still consider it a win in the big picture? Yeah,
I mean, if we look at it like, I learned a lesson. The lesson was to maybe vet a little bit better and understand the person I'm working with a little bit better. Maybe that's the lesson I learned. Sure. I mean, maybe I won't just jump into that next time. But, I got a little value out of it, but it was nowhere near the value I expected.
Back to the taking action portion of it, though. That's a risk that you took, regardless of whether or not it was Todd Brown, who we felt the end result was a massive win. We knew we had to take action. Whether it was Todd, whether it was somebody else. I mean, we did. Yep. We took action. Coming out of that, like I said, you didn't feel that big win with that information, but the business as a whole, did we continue to just run from there, knowing that we were moving in the right direction?
Sure. Exactly. We already kind of knew after that one guy came out what we were doing, and maybe it just solidified what we were doing was right. Okay, maybe got that lesson out of that, but it happens. The point is, I said it in the beginning. I've had decisions where I've sat on them, but now that I'm really, really thinking about it, that's not me. I always make decisions quickly. Sure, there's been a time or two, but if you were to look at 1,000 decisions, maybe 990 of them have been take action now, make the movement, and figure it out later. Always. That.
Sitting next to him in an office, and all of a sudden I get, oh, hey, by the way, we're doing this.
Yeah, the decision's made.
It's already done, and we're,
And you know what? To be honest with you, we have some clients that make decisions quick. Like I just had a call yesterday with a client in Chicago area. he understood, hey, Tim, I heard that you can fly out and help me with our sales systems and automate this process because we're having trouble getting clients to show up. When we get marketing out there, we get the leads and they're not coming in. I heard you just did this for somebody else. Would you do this for me? I said, absolutely. It's $3,500 a day to come out there and plus travel. And he says, sounds good. When can you come? And I was like, I can come in a couple weeks. My schedule seems to be open in 3 weeks from now. He's like, great, book your ticket. I'll give you a reimbursement. And he made action. Guess what's going to happen in 3 weeks from now? We're going to destroy it. We're going to crush it. And he's going to come out. And I always tell people my goal when I do something like that is that I will make sure that you get 10 times what you put into this at a minimum. And it will be that.
Sure.
Because we did this process. We came out and automated that gym in California where I flew out. We spent 2 days, day and a half, 2 days straight from the ride from the plane all the way to the gym. We were working to the time he dropped me off. We were working. We worked through dinner, and I don't have any problem with that. I'm not like, hey, dude, you know, I flew out and you're only paying for 4.5 hours today. No, I over deliver every single time. And he did a video not too long ago about he's already made 6 figures from the $5,000 investment with me, and he's made 6 figures, like the best investment I ever made. Yeah, because we cleaned up all of his systems and everything's beautiful right now. He's like, dude, I can scale, and he's franchising. So he's like, I'm rolling this out to all the franchises and this is amazing. And I was like, cool, I'm happy it helped. And I love that. I found that out about me when I was doing these projects where I was going out and doing strategy for people. Dude, I enjoy it. That's not even work for me.
Sure.
You ever do something
constantly?
Yeah,
I mean,
that just not work.
Almost every day. I mean, we're doing it now.
This isn't work. This doesn't work for me.
This is not horrible. But in that situation too, both of those individuals could have not taken action. They could be in the same position that they were prior to having you come out, and then stuck. Nothing. They can go look at different things and new pieces of equipment and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, what is going to impact your bottom line the greatest in the shortest period of time, and what is it going to take to make that happen?
Oh, I know.
And so, taking action. Everybody Tim and I listen to podcasts every day. I mean, we're constantly surrounded and reading. I mean, this is just, it's the habits that we've formulated for ourselves. It's a choice, conscious choice. That's a struggle. Conscious choice that we make every single day. It continually positions us in a level of growth. And when you get in those moments of being stuck, it's temporary. It happens to every single one of us. And when you take action, it helps shorten those gaps, move you forward. It doesn't always have to be the right answer through and through. And I think people get stuck on analyzing all of these things that they can go do. And it's that paralysis, their fear of the unknown. They don't know which direction to move. Like Tim said, a coach can help. Mastermind groups can help. Good books, podcasts like this. There's information everywhere. If you're not searching it out and looking for it, you have to understand that you're not in a position to grow. You're stagnant. Something you mentioned, complacency or comfort. So let's say that the awareness isn't there, that your business things seem to be going great, but they're not progressing. You think that things are phenomenal and they're happy. What do you do in a situation where you're comfortable? And there isn't necessarily something wrong.
Yes.
But what happens when you find yourself in a place of comfort?
Well, you say it a lot. You're there in growth or decay. I will tell you that comfort and being comfortable and being successful will not last the test of time. You have to constantly work at it. Great. Congratulations, you're here. But you could be there, or you could be at least at this level for the next 2 years if you keep your foot on the gas. And if you take your foot off the gas, it's happened to everyone. I feel pretty good about this. They let and then everything starts to slide. And it's so much harder to get back to where you were. And it's just like a train on the track with momentum.
Momentum, sure.
And there's something we talk about with marketing. You're marketing constantly. You're growing. That train's on the track. You're moving forward. And all of a sudden you decide, hey, money's a little tight. I'm going to stop marketing. That train comes to a stop. You know how hard it is to get that train to get back that momentum again? It's the same thing, right? So you've got to when you have momentum, keep your foot on the gas. do not let up, because as soon as you do, you're going to start sliding backwards, and that's a bad place to be.
It's a great place to be. And the growth and decay thing is something I look at every single situation in life. I live as intentional as I can be, constantly just trying to be a little bit more self-aware of why I make decisions and the outcome that they produce. But I don't believe in anything being linear. And so that's the reason I'm so stuck on growth or decay. Comfort means you're decaying, in my opinion. Comfort is the last place any of us should sit. Complacency comes from comfort. And then the next thing you know, like you said, attrition is going to happen in every business. It's inevitable. People move away. There's a million different things. So if you're not constantly adding new business, your business is inevitably decaying. And so I think catching that fast, making sure that that's not a comfortable state to be in, and being able to avoid those moments of stagnation.
Yeah. I just got a great new idea for a podcast episode.
Can't wait.
It's going to be actually probably really, really funny. It's going to be not funny, but weird. The craziest things that I've seen in the gym in the last 10 years.
In your facility or the fitness in general?
My facility. I spoke to somebody. I spoke to Aaron Manis out of Libertyville, in Illinois. We're at STS, and I was like, "Hey, man, have you ever had this happen?" He's like, "No." How about this? No. What? Where do you live? He's like, "How about this?" He's like, "What is going on at your gym over there that all this crazy stuff happens?" Oh my gosh, there's some crazy stories.
That'll be fun.
To the tune of, I'll just put it to you this way. The U.S. Marshals coming into my
I remember.
gym looking for somebody.
Oh, I remember.
To, some wild stuff.
Yeah.
To well, this will be saved for another episode. This is actually going to be good.
I was going to say just keep my name out of it, but I'm pretty sure my name's not included in those
you're not
things.
in on that. You're not in on that. But yes, you get comfortable. Attrition will happen. You got to keep your foot on the gas at all times, especially when you're at the top. And
something Tim says, I know in his facility a lot, is energy breeds energy. And so in the marketing platform, or in the marketing world, that is so prevalent. Like you said, the momentum, keeping those things going. I think it's absolutely imperative. People get comfortable, especially in the marketing. Things, oh, hey, cool, this is working. Well, what's coming next? Well, guys, you're worried about what's coming next, but that's okay to have a thought. But let's not take complete focus off of what is working right now.
Yes.
You still have to be conscious of that, because if something's working, especially in marketing right now, spend some time, spend some money, get those processes in play, get the people in the gym, and then start to dial in what's coming next. And like we talk about constantly, let's hope there's multiple poles bringing bodies into the gym.
Funny you mentioned that. Like as entrepreneurs, we get something right, and it was great. It was a home run. We're like, okay, that worked. Let's try something different this time.
Yeah.
Why? And that
this is working so well. Let's not do that anymore.
This was a call this morning with a coaching client. He's a strength coach, but he runs a facility, but he also is a speed coach for other coaches. And it was funny because we had this call. He's doing this 6-week speed camp for coaches. So like this is for the strength coaches that train athletes. And he wants to get like $15,000 out of this master class is what he's calling it. And I was like, okay, how many people you got in there now? He had like 4 at the time. And I was like, okay, so where did those 4 come from? He's like, well, I did a post on Instagram the other day, and I got 3 out of that. I was like, you got 3 or your 4 from one post? It was a video? Okay, well, I want you to do more of that.
Yeah,
he was thinking about other things he could do. I was like, wait a minute, man, do more of that.
Yeah, and that's not tapped out. There's opportunity here.
And this, and I know he listens to this, so I'm sure I'm going to give him some props now. I know he listens to this podcast, so the guy is a smart dude.
He's
he's a meathead like me.
We get along.
He lifts heavy, and he teaches. He does everything right now. The only thing he's not doing right is he's not making offers. So he's teaching. He's doing whiteboard things on Instagram. He's teaching lessons. He's a smart guy. He's a speaker. He's speaking right now in Alabama. And I'm like, okay, you need to do what you're doing, but then just tell people how they can give you money. For more. And he's like, oh, that's a great idea.
Continued education.
And he's going to do it. And he already did it. I said, I want to see 3 posts a day from you, videos. I want you to make this offer, and this offer. And he's doing it. And I just reposted his stuff today, and so he's gonna crush. He's in one of our coaching clients, so he's just gonna be doing some big things. I'm excited to keep working with him, and it's gonna be amazing.
That photograph right there is a great idea around coaching and around getting unstuck. Yep. Because in a situation like that, he probably didn't consider himself stuck. Things are going well. Mm-hmm. He's happy with the results he's getting. But he being so close to the problem, didn't see the other potential income or the other opportunities.
Oh, yes.
Having a coach or somebody else that you respect in the area who understands your business, coming in and giving that non-subjective look at everything else that's happening around it,
yep,
probably gave more opportunity for growth than he was actually committed to actually receiving with what he was focused on. There's more income and more opportunity elsewhere, or to elaborate on, than what he's making right now.
Oh, absolutely. And he just, I'm not picking on it.
Yeah.
I'm actually making this a great point for everybody else, because we're talking about coaching here and hiring coaches. He's a strength coach. He works with soccer athletes, and he's in front of these large team organizations, these club teams, and he's gotten like 50 of these young middle school girls out running out on the field, and he's got them, he's got an in with this club team. And I said, hey, what's going on with that? And he told me, hey, we're going to be doing this big speed clinic, and it's going to be, there should be like 60 kids there. And I was like, great. So what are you doing to get the leads out of this? I mean, you're going to go coach. That's great. But what are you doing to get the leads out of this thing so you can continue to market to the parents? Because those are your perfect clients. Mm-hmm. Those are your clients. In fact, he has several clients in that organization already. And I said, all right, man, well, when's this thing? He's like, next Thursday. Cool. What I want you to do is get a waiver, and I want you to have all the parents sign it, and I want their information on it, and then we're going to do a follow-up campaign to those parents. And he's like, oh, I never thought of that. Okay, because he's thinking about the drills, and he's a coach, and I get it. He's thinking about the drills and how he's going to run this clinic, and the drills he's going to do, and have the coaches there. So he did this. Exactly what I asked him to. He ended up getting a waiver, and then we were on a call today. I was like, hey, man, how'd that thing go? It was great. All right, man, what did you get as far as waivers signed and leads? He's like, I don't even know. We did it on a Google sheet. They sent it out, so I don't even know the number. I go, that Google sheet is your document, right? It's going to go to you. So while we were on the call, he texted his coach, and she's like, oh, we got 50 contacts with name, address, phone number, email, kid's name, ages. Like, what? I go, man, that's 6 figures in your hand right now.
Sitting potential right there.
So we put together a combine. He's going to put together a combine on a Saturday. He's going to have 2 times, and we're going to do a whole pitch, and I'm helping him do that. And he most likely would not have been doing any of that. And I asked him, I said, would you have gotten those leads if I didn't tell you? Oh, no, I wouldn't even thought of that. So it's simple stuff. He's too close to the thing. He's hired me to come in, obviously, to help him, and he's going to destroy it.
Yeah, he's going to do very well.
So we're putting together this combine. We've got this great evaluation form. He knows what he's going to be doing, and we're going to keep working on it because it's not for another week. So I'm excited to see the numbers he gets out of this thing. It's going to be awesome.
And that's really kind of what you could see and feel the excitement when we talk about our coaching clients. I mean, we love getting these results with our clients alongside of them, and that's why that's our mission. We are here to help gym owners win. I love the fact that it's a little subjective, right? Winning is not an answer, because for Tim, that looks different than for our coaching clients and for other facility owners. So, but even then, that advice could have been taken and sat on and not done anything with. And all of that money would be sitting on this table waiting for somebody else to come along and collect it.
Right. Good point. He took action, and you know what? And it's just like all our other coaching clients. They spent the money. It was a big enough amount that they're going to listen to the advice. Why wouldn't you? Put that money out there. He's doing what we asked, and it's perfect.
If it's hard for you to understand, relate this to the same way that you look at your personal training clients walking into your facility. Because at the end of the day, the discomforts that your clients have is the same feelings that you have as a business owner, not knowing how to get better results for yourself. Or what do you expect from your clients when they walk into your facility not getting results? Lean on the coaches that are the experts to provide the answers that you're looking for and carry you through a plateau. Exactly. What would you do with your business? The same exact thing. Lean on those that have gone and done the path before you. Let them help provide the answers for you and carry you through a plateau.
Right. They're hiring you as a fitness professional to get them in shape.
Exactly.
Or to get faster or to jump higher because that's what you do. And there's something to be said about the money invested. We talked about this, the value. Think about the clients that are paying the least in your gym right now. And think about the ones that are paying the most. Who pays more attention?
Yep. Who's more accountable? Who's showing up for the workouts every time?
Clients that pay the most pay attention the most. Those who pay attention.
That's a good one.
Saw it somewhere else. I can't claim that one, but it's true.
But it's very true. Coaching programs, I don't care where you go. If there's a respectable mastermind, it's not cheap. It's just the way it is. I mean, we're talking 10, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 a year sometimes. And some of these aren't even, I mean, you're talking early seven-figure earners spending a tenth of their income to be coached on how to go one step further. So coaching is something that there is massive value in because these people have the answers you're looking for. They've done the work, shorten the plateau, or get rid of the plateau by leaning on experts in the industry.
Yeah.
But understand that at a certain point, that information is going to come with a dollar amount, because at the end of the day, it's going to turn around. It's going to make a lot more money for your business.
Right. And when you get the information that you're looking for, take action on that information.
Yes.
Because I think I saw a statistic not too long ago, something like the people that go to seminars and they sit in the crowd will be told exactly what to do, but only 1% of the people will take action. Why go to the seminar? If you're going to hear what you need to hear, you better go take action, or else it's a waste of time.
Especially the digital marketing world, people think that events are work. They don't realize that the work comes after. You go learn all those all the information.
True.
You go home and you do the work. We're in the fitness industry. It's no different. You see it all the time. People just continued education, but you're not changing
Your business
and what you're doing with the information.
Got to take action.
Take action.
So that's the point of this podcast. A couple resources for you guys. If you're interested, we've got a couple. I've got a new training that I just put out. It's called winninggym.com. It's the systems that we use here and how we coach our clients to become better businesses. That's resource number one. Resource number two, we have a free Facebook group for marketing talk with fitness professionals if you want to look that up. I also got the book, timlyonsbook.com. You can learn more about me and the path that I've taken, and there's plenty of lessons in there. And then we're going to also do business audits for anybody that's interested. Free audit, 30-minute audit. We'll jump on a call. We got our forms. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to help you find situations that you have potential in. We'll put that in the show notes as well. But guys, here's the thing. The information's there. If you want to shortcut the process, hire a coach, get unstuck, and when you get the information, take action.
Take action. Move.
All right, guys. Keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.